Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Taylor Campbell here and welcome back to Comic Crash, my little show on the internet where we talk about comic books and stuff. Anyway, let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. The first two episodes at the point of this recording have been released and I was very excited about it. And I gave it a watch and you know what? I have some thoughts, so I wanted to go ahead and give you my thoughts on Kenobi after its release date. First of all, I'm really enjoying Kenobi. I thought that, right from the beginning, I was very intrigued by everything that was going on. It starts off with, this montage to summarize the prequel trilogy, which, first of all, was just so cool to see. So cool to see how they pulled that one off. It was fascinating. Drove me bonkers how cool it was. Now, the basic premise of the show, as established at the very beginning, is that the young Princess Leia has been kidnapped by political pirate people, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is on Tatooine in hiding, watching over Luke Skywalker, when he's asked by Bail Organa to come out of hiding to help save Leia and to bring her back from the kidnappers. And of course, if Obi-Wan does this, then he gets chased by Jedi hunters and quite possibly Darth Vader at some point. They haven't revealed that much yet. Now, probably the first thing I noticed was that this is the first time a series centered around a prequel character was made after the Clone Wars was made and changed everything how we viewed the prequel trilogy. If you haven't seen the Clone Wars, then what you're really missing out on is a lot of extra character development and a lot of extra ideas being given to these characters to try and flesh them out even further than they were in the movies. And you can watch the prequels by themselves and then you can watch Kenobi and that's cool. But if you've watched Clone Wars, then you are greatly rewarded for it in Kenobi. You can tell that Ian McGregor and everyone else involved with the show put a lot of love and a lot of care into combining all the best aspects of Star Wars canon up to this point. And the other thing that I have to bring up is that the Jedi are cool now. Holy cow, I wasn't expecting that. Because, ever since Disney kind of took over Star Wars, I've been fairly uninterested in what they've been doing with Jedi. The sequel trilogy, it rubbed me the wrong way. I wasn't interested in what was going on, and I just found the Jedi kind of boring in that one. They just kind of did stuff. And we have Luke Skywalker doing some cool things, but at that point it was realistic, right? It was unrealistic. My expectations for what Jedi can do were very much warped by the sequel trilogy. That's probably the best way I can describe it. But even beyond that, even if we just get rid of how I think they've been portraying them, the best Star Wars stuff I've seen in the past while has been non-Jedi stuff. As far as movies go, I loved Solo. I really loved Solo. I thought Solo was fantastic. Rogue One was great. And we had Darth Vader show up at the end of Rogue One, but that's as close to seeing Jedi as we get. You have the Bad Batch. I love the Bad Batch. And of course, the big one, you have the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian just goes in there and completely changes how I see Star Wars forever. And it's okay, maybe, just maybe, Star Wars is better without the Jedi in it. Maybe the Jedi are best as this background thing, saying, look, the Jedi exist over here, and that affects people, but it's not the biggest part of it. But then Kenobi shows up. This show made the Jedi cool again in my mind. I see Obi-Wan Kenobi doing stuff, and it's oh, this is it. And also, at the very beginning, we see, another Jedi doing some Jedi stuff, being altruistically good, and it's you know what? I dig this. I can dig the Jedi in this capacity, in like this kind of Black Ops, top secret, in hiding capacity that they're in. It's just fun to watch. And they're really, really cool. And Obi-Wan, like, he develops really well, and he's fun to watch, and he's interesting. And that's probably the biggest thing that I'm excited about for the continuation of the show. I'm excited to see more of the prequels being loved in it. I'm excited to see Obi-Wan and Anakin show up again, especially with these two actors portraying them. I'm excited to see them interact. I'm excited to see if any other characters from expanded canon are going to show up. I love what they've been doing with Luke and Leia. Luke doesn't show up for very long, but the way they're portraying his world and how his aunt and uncle are like treating him, that's really fascinating to me. And then Leia is just all kinds of fun. They keep mentioning this, but Leia is very much just like Padme was in the prequels and in Clone Wars, which is really nice to see. Gives her a lot more detailing, I could say. I mean, I've seen a lot of people try to compare Leia to Anakin and then Luke to Padme and try to make that kind of comparison. And that's fine. That's a fine comparison. But this proves right here that Padme actually has a lot more influence on how Leia is portrayed than probably Anakin did. And it's fun to see that. Like, they did this on purpose. And it helps tie together, like, how the characters acted in the original trilogy, how we see Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill portray them, and eventually how we see them in the sequel trilogy as well. So I'm excited to see what comes next. I've been loving the show. I loved the first 2 episodes that were released on the same day. I'm excited to see the rest of it. I think it's a 6-episode series. Let's see. How long is Kenobi? 6. Yeah, so it's a 6-issue miniseries. And that's cool. And I'm excited to see that. So go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And until next time, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Remember to always be your best self.